Well, it's morning here in the Finger Lakes, and I am trying a new camera setup. So we're going to do this as a test to see how things are going to work. I'm Cindy, and I am currently working on this is not finished. Please don't think it's finished. I'm working on a spellbook that is going to have 5 parts. I have my 5 parts written down so I don't forget. I have air, which is purple. That one's done. I have earth, which is going to be brown and green in coloring, and that's not done yet. I have the sky or the heavens. That's blue. That's already done. Water, which is turquoise, which is not done. And fire, which is red and black, and that is an orange, and that's here. That's the one I'm working on. So 2 of the 5 pieces are done. Each signature is 10 pages of paper. There's a center here somewhere. It's 10 pages of tea-dyed paper. There it is, with a stapled center. And then these will be tied into a big journal at this point. It's going to end up being massive, so we'll see how that goes. I may end up having to break it into 2. So starting on fire, I've only done 1 set of pages so far. It says spelling count, and it says spell up there, and we're talking about sorcery spells. This is a no spells included spell book. I'm working on this page and couldn't quite figure out what I wanted to do. And then I found, I was using this paper, and I thought I really kind of like that there as a folder. I've got that out of frame. I like this here as a folder, but now I have to fill up the folder. And then I have I like that paper clip. That's one of my made paper clips. And so now I am currently just working on this folder, and I'm kind of thinking a flip thing over here of some sort. I'm currently working, this is an envelope that I just made this morning. I'm working on what to put in the envelope, and I was just deciding between these 2 pieces. I kind of like this was a stamp I did a while back, and it, my stamp itself that was not cleaned, so it has a couple of different colors in it, and I really like that. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that piece. Of course, I have my glue stick over here that is, I left open because I tend to do that. I'm not good about remembering to put the tops on things because I'm constantly using it. And I'm putting something on here because I don't know if you can see the pattern. I really like the pattern on this paper, but it's ended up a little bit offset. So I'm just going to put something here to kind of, there we go. It does a little bit better job there of offsetting that. This was the edge of a page that I took off of something. And then, so I'm going to leave it just like that because that's a journaling card. And I want to make sure, I might put something, stamp something on there later, or put something more on there. I just got a whole bunch of, let me grab them. Actually, I didn't just get these. I've had these for a long time, and I just found them again and thought, ooh, there's some stuff I can play with. So I have all of these stamps. Looks like that one's Russian. Should put my glasses back on. Both of these look like they're acrylic, so who knows? And I like the orangey colors down there. That kind of looks nice. Or do I want a contrasting? Do I want the complementary color in there? It's going to go with this, which is more purple and orange. Okay, it's upside down in any case. I could do 3. I don't know. I've got this whole box of them, plus another whole thing of them. So I have lots of stamps to play with. There's a purple one. That might be good. Purple is good because there's purple in here. Yeah, I like the purple better than the blue. I don't know if I like the red. Purple and green. Could do all three. Or the red. The red. Okay, so I have Newfoundland, and then I have one from, I think, China, and how, I don't know if you can see that, wherever that's from. So I think I'm going to do this, and that. I tend to do my arrangements first rather than just glue as I go, because I'm not real confident in my composition. So I like to see my composition before I put my composition down, before I put it in stone or in glue, as the case may be. So bear with me. Of course, what I decide on the page and then what I actually end up doing is never exactly the same. But at least it gives me an idea of what I want. There. I like that. Okay, so that's done. And that goes in the envelope. And I like how it sort of shows up. And I do want to take a moment and do this to the envelope, because I want a little bit of that. Actually, I want a lot of that to show through. There. Come on, that's almost out as it is. I know there's easier ways to do this, but it'll just pop out when it's ready. Okay, so this is going in the envelope, or going into here. It'll be part of the piece. So that part's done. And now I have to figure out what to do on this side. And this side, I think I want it to be more firmly on there. I liked the Chinese dragon. I did this one. This has a Chinese phoenix or a dragon on there. I'm not sure which. I like that for the fire breathing. I don't know that I want to do this in this color. Let me get rid of my stamps and set those aside. I also have this So Very Magical, which I think I want to put down there. But again, I don't know that I want to use that color. Do I want to? I could use, ooh, there we go. Things are coming together. I might not use you right now. I'll set you over there. So let me, with the camera in the new place, I have to get used to stretching differently, because I've had to move a few things around. And so we'll see how this is going to work. Like I said, this is a test. I've done 2 tests so far. And the problem was every time I moved, so did the camera, because it was attached. I hope I didn't just, I did. I messed it up. I hit the camera. See? Sorry about that. Every time I've got to decide I want to keep that white, I would do anything on the table, it would move the camera. So I had to stop doing that. See, I like the flip, but the problem is then I lose. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. I got it. At this point, I'm going to keep that white. I might change that. But at the moment, that's where it's going to stay. And I'm only doing that lightly because I'm going to cut. Okay. This is a thing that scores. I don't really want it to score right now. I want it to cut approximately where my fold was. There we go. There we go. I'm going to do a flip. And what what's nice about that is I can flip it, and then I can flip it so there's lots of journaling space underneath. All right, let me grab my washi. I'm going to use the same washi as I used on that. Let me make the flip. Okay, so I don't need a lot. I just need to measure it. Okay, that's going to drive me crazy. They're both the same width, so let's just go with one for the measurement part. There. Okay, I know where I want to cut. And I don't mind if I have a little bit left over, but this is such pretty washi. And I got this from the washi tape shop. I love I'm new to washi and to doing things with it, and I absolutely am fascinated by it. Okay, I learned this trick from Carrie the Crafter, and he learned it from somebody else. In order to pull it apart, makes it nice and easy. And that's one of the coolest things about being a crafter and part of the community, is that everybody learns from everybody else. Somebody figures something out, they pass it along, and now everybody knows it. It's great. It's absolutely wonderful. And I'm going to do this on my pad because I don't want to get glue on. There we go. There we go. All right. I have a hair there. Don't need the hair. There. Okay, so that does that part. I do like that little white down there, so I think I'm going to leave it. And I want to reinforce it, so I'm going to do it on the inside too. Do another piece. Probably would have been smart to cut both at the same time. Okay, we're going to get a little bit of the dragon's tail. Dragons breathe fire. Dropped my paper here. So it makes sense to put dragons in a fire, mystical fire thing, spell book. We got the dragons coming. Here come the dragons. I never did watch that, by the way. That game, the Game of Thrones. I read the first book many, many years ago, and I enjoyed it. And then I tried to read the second book, and it was exactly the same as the first book. And I kind of got bored. So I never finished the series. I never finished reading it. There, we'll put that so it's right side up. And across there. There, I have a nice little flip to go here. Okay, that's got just a little bit of trimming needed here. There, got it. Okay, it doesn't quite fit on the back, but that's okay. We're not going to see the back. I think I'm going to go ahead and glue that in. Yep, I'm going to glue that in. Okay, where are my... There they are. I use mounting squares because I think they give it a little bit more stickiness, stick-to-itiveness. This helps them. Every once in a while you'll get a roll that doesn't work. And in fact, I've got one in there in my drawer right now, and it drives me crazy because you put things down and it doesn't necessarily stick like it's supposed to. So I use these to kind of anchor the corners, and then I will go ahead and glue that all around the edges, and I go ahead right over the top of the stickiness. I don't know if it makes much of a difference, but I want to make sure that that's going to stick to my folder. Excellent. There it is. It's in. Now, yes, this is purple glue. It will dry clear. so nobody will see any of that. Okay, where are those stamps? Gotta grab those stamps back, because let's go ahead and yeah, I have some of the glassine envelopes, which are really cool. I also have all of these things, which are pretty useless anymore. I don't know that I might just throw those away. Those are just to hold the stamp in the envelope, in the album. Okay, so there's the one that I was using before. I still don't know if I like you. I'll leave you there. And then I got a green one. And what else do I have? Okay, that one's not canceled, so we're gonna hang on to that one. Don't know if it's worth anything, but what the heck. There's another lightly purple one. It's kind of a purpley brown. I don't want you. Ooh, there we go. There's a nice big one. This is from Belgium, I think. It says Belgium on it. And then Air, that's Ireland. And Belgium. And another Chinese one. And Chinese is appropriate. We have the dragon. So I think we're going to go with it. Okay. So Belgium, you go down first. I am using for my glue book a Blick catalog. My husband is a plein air painter, and so he gets these really cool big catalogs. This one is outdated, so I have taken it to use for my glue book, because I just really can't bring myself to glue on a regular fiction book. It's just, I'm such a bibliophile, and I love books. Now that one slid over here. It was hiding. So oops, see, there's one of those stuck to the back. And I'm just going to pull that right off and put it in the garbage. We do a lot of recycling around here, so I have two different garbages over here. I have one for the things that can be recycled and one for the things that cannot be. There. Now, some of you who are stamp collectors may be absolutely appalled at my use of stamps. I'm going to go this way. Okay, that works. Oh, I was going to leave that so that you could do it. Well, you know what? Now we can do something right quick here. I have these two things we could put here. I know they're cream colored and everything else is white, so no. But I have the white that from the template that I was originally going to use. So, okay, watch this. Oh, it's snowing outside here. We're in the Finger Lakes, and we have not had a whole lot of snow this year. In fact, we're in one of the top 10 least snowy winters that we have ever had. Oh, I want to chop that down a little bit more on the side. So, yeah, we haven't had a lot of snow. Right now, there's still just a dusting out, but we are supposed to get a couple inches today, which will be new. Now, I'm going to ink the edges on this one. And I found, you know, reduce, reuse, recycle. This is a bingo dauber. I bought them for a different reason entirely. Actually, I bought them for bingo daubing. And then we just haven't gotten out to go play bingo. So I have been using them to, and every once in a while I just gotta, you know, hit it and get it going again. And when you think about it, really, these were sort of designed to be open for hours at a time. Okay, so I have this one, and then I have another one. I'm going to put the top on my glue because I always forget. So let me put the top on my glue. I have another one. I'm probably going to jiggle the camera, and so I will apologize ahead of time. I dropped it, and see, I told you I was going to jiggle the camera. I dropped it, and now I'm trying to get it with my foot, and that's not working. So, hang on. Yeah, so I dropped this yesterday and hadn't yet picked it up. This one's red, this one's orange. And I tried this on a piece the other day. Yesterday was not a good day. This was an envelope that I made yesterday. And it looks orange in the camera. It is not really orange. It's kind of a peachy color. And I didn't like it at all. So I ended up just putting it to the side. But I liked what happened along the edges when I mixed the red and the orange, because remember, this entire journal is fire. I'll put a little bit of extra orange at the corners just to make sure you see it, and I'm kind of doing a little bit bigger piece so that you can see the orange pop out a little bit more, because fire is many colors, but red, and we tend to think of red, but it's really more of an orange and yellow. There we go. I like that. I will put the top on it though, just because I don't know when I'm going to use it again. Next, excuse me. There we go. That looks nice. Okay, get rid of that page. In fact, now I'm starting to get a whole bunch of these. So let me real quick see if I can't rip those off. A whole section of the book. Obviously, I've been using this for a while. I'm on page 105. It should last me a little bit longer. And get rid of all of that. Make it nice and neat, and it appeals to the neat nick in me. Okay, I am not OCD, but I do like my neat surfaces, and I think I have to blame my mother for that. When I was a kid, I remember having to clean up my desk at one point because she told me she was going to take away privileges if I didn't. So I cleaned it up, and as I picked up pieces, I thought, you know, that looks so much better without all that stuff on it. I'm like, yeah, thanks, Mom. Now you made me into a neat nick. There we go. So there's a nice journaling spot. And I have this piece. Now this does not entirely, when I close it over, it does show a little bit. Let me bring the journal down. And then that's going to go there. And then I have my snake. It's a big paper clip to bring that in. And everything is held in place. Then you can take it out, and there's a journaling spot underneath here, but I think what I want to do is do a stamp of some sort under there. I just don't know which stamp, so I'm not going to do it right now. I'll come back to that. Okay, so now I have to do something on this side. It's a lot of journaling on this side. And there's going to be journaling underneath it, spaces underneath it. So I think I might want to do a collage on this side. And I like the other, I'm trying to bring in on occasion the other, there we go, all of the other elements as well. So there's a little blue on here. So that's from the water, or from the sky. That actually is the same colors that I used in the sky. So I think I want to use a little bit of green. And, you know, I used some of the green in there, but, okay, so I have this. I like the yellow. I might put some of that in. This is some ribbon that I got this Christmas, and I have a whole bunch more of it, but do you think I could find it? Of course not. So I've got the yellow, and I know I have one here somewhere. I think I want, there we go. Obviously not the whole doily, but maybe half the doily. This is a coffee dyed doily. There's actually, I had a feeling when I was doing this that I had two. So do I want the white? Maybe I want the whiter one rather than the coffee dyed, only to go with the white that's over here. Okay. I had a feeling when I was dyeing these that I had more than one in each one, but I didn't take the time to be sure. All right, so let me cut this one in half, because I definitely only want half of the doily. Okay. I want the whiter half. That one's got a little bit of the coffee stain on it. So put that there, put that here. There we go. I told you, I lay things out first and then I glue down. Once I get an idea of what I want, then I go for it. Okay, I know at this point I definitely want this. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down so that it is no longer pestering. Because it's wrinkled, and it's supposed to be wrinkled. I'm going to put a lot of glue on this one because it's my base. I want to make sure it stays. You can see that it's already starting to fade, but that's okay. That's what it's supposed to do. There. Put that down, and I'll get my little piece over here to make sure that it's glued down in all of its places. And wherever it's not glued, I can always add. Like here, it looks like I didn't quite get enough. Well, it's going to be covered over anyway. And I know I want this. So let me go ahead and, I don't care with this one so much if the top is even. Doesn't really matter as much. Okay, I'm a little concerned about whether this is going to stick or not, but let's give it a shot. And I want it to kind of line up here. So let's go ahead. It's going to take up all of this space. I like how it shows up over the top. I may trim that a little bit, but for right now, let's go with what we got. And you'll see in a few minutes that that purple will completely change. This is washable school glue. And it's probably a good thing because I can make a mess. See, it's already starting to fade. You almost can't see it in places. Okay, now I'm not going to glue you down yet, but I think that's where you're going to go. I don't know which way you're going to go. I'll see if I go that way. It does have a little bit of the coffee stain on it. That's a little bit whiter. No, I think you need balance. I'm going to balance you over here. Okay, that didn't quite stick as much as I'd like it to, so I'll try that again. Okay, we'll put you over here. There we go. I think that's going to stick. It's really starting to snow now. We might finally be getting a little bit of a... We might actually have to shovel. Okay. What comes next? Humma, humma. I know you're saying go back to those stamps. Go back to those stamps, but I think I want to put the stamps on at the end. I want something else here first. Do I want to bring in maybe, let me cut that in half. Yeah, that's going to be down there. put that there to put this kind of bring in the two sides. It's a little bit lighter. I like that one better. So it brings in, I want to make sure that, you know, my pages need to match in my head. The composition isn't just this or just this, it's the whole thing together. And I've seen a lot of journals where it's only this page and that page, you have to kind of cover up this page because the elements don't fit. But I can't do that. I like it when the whole thing fits together. That's why, you know, with this page, the elements fit together. In this case, they're not completely symmetrical. I didn't want them completely symmetrical. So you have one pocket that's slightly larger than the other, but I put the smaller journal card in it, and these journal cards are backed, so you can write in them. And I may put some other journal cards and ephemera in it later, but this is the first go through. I found after I did both of the other two, I would be doing something else and I was like, oh wait, this would fit perfectly in that other journal. And so I would make it up and I would shove it in that other journal. So it wasn't completely finished, even though it was finished. I'm still looking at this. Obviously I have done absolutely nothing on it. So, I don't know what I want to do. I think I want to put the same stamp over here that, okay, let's glue it down first. I'm going to put the same stamp over there that I did on the envelope. I'm going to give this a light, but I'm not going to worry if it doesn't all completely stick. I don't think that's going to be an issue. Okay, now I got it stuck to my page. Ah, guess what? All right, we made a mess. We've made a big mess. Hang on. I need to get just a little bit of, this is a Kleenex to wipe some of this away. Okay, so, there we go. Obviously it doesn't stick immediately. There. And my glue book is covered. Okay, can I pick up any of that and keep it around for the next piece? I think I can. Okay, recovered some of that glue. It's a very soft glue, which is a bit of an issue. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and use some of that extra glue that I just had. And we're going to try to get it around onto here. Yeah, it's not an exact science, and it is certainly a messy one sometimes. All right, pull that up just a little bit. Start to run out on this particular one. I needed more glue, and so we went to the store and I picked up, all they had was this 6-pack, and that's not going to work. I bet you that's not going to hold. Okay, I'm going to cover this up. I'm thinking I'm going to have to go with a little bit stronger glue because that is not going to hold on the fabric. All right, so this is just a clear tacky glue, and so far it's held on all of the fabric that I've used. I keep looking for this stuff called Fabri-Tac that I keep hearing all these YouTubers talk about. I have yet to find it anywhere, at least called Fabri-Tac. This is a clear glue that has worked on everything so far. We'll see. I'm going to sit here and hold this for a few minutes. And while I'm holding it with one hand, I could be looking through the stamps with another. I'll bring this down a little bit. I tend to I keep moving further and further away from myself. Okay, that's a really pretty color. I still need something over here, and I'm going to use that stamp, but I can't go get it right now because I'm holding this down. No, that looks too Christmassy. I like the orange. Okay. So I'm thinking of putting them up here. If I can get this to stick. It seems to be sticking now. Okay, I think we're probably pretty good. Okay. Stick that over there. All right, I think we're pretty good. Let me get my stamp. It's right here. One of the advantages to having a very small room is that nothing is very far away. It's all pretty close. So let's see. I want this. Helps if I get my... this is the size. I got a lot of stuff for Christmas because I asked for a lot of crafting stuff for Christmas. I'm still new at this. I've only been doing this since like just after Thanksgiving. So I'm very new at doing all of this sort of thing. And so I don't have a lot in the way of supplies. And so I asked for a lot for Christmas. And I didn't even ask for this one, for the block, the acrylic block, but my husband got me that. I was very thrilled with it. It worked really well. And the thing is, it's not quite big enough for the thing, for the piece. I'm right-handed, I need to do it this way. So bring the stamp, or the ink pad to the stamp, rather than the stamp to the ink pad. That's one of the things I have learned. I'm not a big stamper, or wasn't. I'm getting the bug. Okay. Okay, come on. I want to make sure you're covered there. All right, here we go. Time of truth. Shoot, I moved it a little bit. Let's hope that didn't matter. I'll hold down there. I'm paranoid about my stamp pads. Ah! Okay, it didn't come out quite as well as I'd like it to. But let's try a second impression, a faint one over there. Oh, I like that. And of course, odd numbers work best. Okay, that one doesn't, you can't hardly see that one, but that's all right. Okay, cover up my glue because I need to remember to do that. All right, so we have that, we have this. Let's put these down. I will be cleaning up in a moment because I have too much stuff here. It's driving me crazy. I like a clean workspace. I do believe we have established that. Oh, phenob. I just ripped the, because I had a little bit of glue on my finger. Yeah, that's not coming back. That's a goner. Well, sorry for the swearing. My husband taught me to swear in Italian. And so for all of you who speak Italian out there, I apologize. That was not a good thing. There. All right, I don't like it. It still needs something more. But for now, I'm going to stop. I need to clear my workspace. I need to go wash my hands. I have stuff all over me. And we'll be back. And welcome back. I have now cleaned up my workspace some. And I have washed my hands and gotten all the glue off of it. Then I came back in and realized I wanted to put this piece down. So I am in the process of putting down my So Very Magical piece. And I used the mounting squares for it because I was a little concerned. And then of course I used my clear gel techie glue as well. And I think that's going to work quite nicely on that. All right, I still think it needs something else. This is not sticking as well as I'd like, so I think I'm going to throw a little of that glue down in here as well. It may or may not actually work. We'll see. This is part of the fun, isn't it? Is playing around and experimenting and seeing what works and what doesn't, and making, you know, the same mistakes over and over again. We tend to do that. But there we go. So there we go. We made a folder with an envelope inside and a couple of writing spaces. I may still want to stick I may stamp that on the inside as well. This is drying. It has puckered my page a little bit on this side. That's not necessarily a bad thing. All right, so that's it for today. I think I'm going to stop for a bit. I need to go take a break. I haven't had my breakfast yet, so I'm going to go have my breakfast. It is still snowing, and we'll see what happens. Till later, have fun. This is Cindy signing off.